Welcome. This is the third monthly professional standards training for this school year. The topic covered today is offer versus serve for the school lunch program. We will go over the offer versus serve guidelines for lunch and what makes a reimbursable meal for lunch. Much of the information in the upcoming slides will be a review of material previously covered in last month's training, as offer versus serve applies to both breakfast and lunch. Managers, please remember, you may pause this video at any time to address questions or comments from your staff. What is offer versus serve? Offer versus serve is a method that allows students to select foods they want to eat and decline other food components they do not want. Students must be offered all 5 required components. Under offer versus serve, students may decline any food component except the fruit, juice, or vegetable component. By allowing the students to select exactly what they want to eat, we are reducing food waste, which allows us to also reduce food cost. That is why we stress offering a variety of fruits and vegetables and following the district menu, which also offers the students many options to choose from. Pictures shown here are examples from lines at our schools offering a nice variety of fresh fruits and vegetables. Lunch meal components. This chart is an example of the meal components offered for lunch. As you can see, under the meat component column, we have pictured the chicken tenders, yogurt, and cheese. Other items that also fall under the meat component column include hamburgers, chicken wings, lasagna, spaghetti, beefaroni, and veggie burgers, in addition to many other items. Under the bread component column, we have pictured the sliced bread, pita chips, and brown rice. Other items that also fall under the bread grain component include tortillas, dinner rolls, hamburger buns, etc. Milk is the only food item that falls under the dairy component. Under the vegetable component column, we have carrots, lettuce, and black beans pictured, but other items that fall under the vegetable component include the sweet potato fries or the curly fries, mashed potatoes, corn, broccoli, mixed vegetables, etc. Under the fruit component column, we have pictured applesauce, a banana, and a juice carton. Items that fall under the fruit component besides the fresh fruit, canned or frozen fruit, and juice include the frozen fruit juice bars. Reimbursable lunch requirements. Reimbursable lunches must include 3, 4, or 5 meal components, and at least one of these must be a fruit or a vegetable. Even though lunch must include at least 3 components, milk, grains, or bread, and meat alternates are not required components at lunch. Only a half-cup serving of fruit or juice or a half-cup serving of vegetable is a required component for lunch. The following components are required to be offered: meat alternates in 2-ounce portions, grains or breads in 1 to 2 ounce portions, depending on grade level. For example, grades 9 through 12 may receive a 2-ounce portion. Fruit/juice are served in half-cup portions, and they may take up to 1 cup. Vegetables are served in half-cup portions, and again, they may take up to a full 1 cup portion. Milk is served in 8 fluid ounces, which is the milk carton received from Borden. When only 3 components are selected and 2 of them are a fruit and vegetable, this is not a reimbursable lunch. When only 3 components are selected and 2 of them are a fruit and a vegetable, the student must select an additional item. For example, a student may choose another vegetable component, such as a side salad, to make a complete reimbursable meal. Or they may choose a bread component, such as pita chips, to make a reimbursable meal. Or they may choose a meat alternate component, such as chicken tenders, to complete the meal. And last but not least, a student may choose another fruit component, such as juice, to make a complete reimbursable meal. But remember, students may never take 2 juices. Portion sizes. All fruits and vegetables are to be served in half-cup portions, except salads. Side salads are to be served in 1-cup portions, but they count as a half-cup portion serving size. Examples of fruit and vegetable portion sizes are 1 fresh fruit, which is equal to a half-cup and equals 1 portion. Applesauce is served in half-cup portions, but equals 1 portion. Broccoli is also served in half-cup portions and equals 1 portion. Juice is served in half-cup or 4-ounce portions and equals 1 portion. And the side salad is served in 1-cup portions and equals only 1 portion. Recipes with multiple food components are pizza, which equals a meat and a bread, so you have 2 components in 1 item. The chef's salad equals a meat, a bread, and 2 vegetables. So in this recipe, you have 3 components in 1 recipe or item. Other recipes with multiple food components include grilled cheese, another meat and bread item, and picadillo with rice, also a meat and bread item. We cannot emphasize enough the importance of reviewing recipes for multiple reasons, such as the recipes change. Staff have to know proper portion sizes, and cashiers need to know components and which combinations make a reimbursable meal. Also, not to mention, recipes need to be printed for items that use the SR or C recipe code on production and menu records. Identifying food components on the POS. In addition to reviewing recipes, it is also important to check the POS as shown above to identify the food components counted in the recipe. Here we have the example of Asian chicken. The first recipe, 2121, only includes a meat component. The second recipe, 2117, includes a meat and a bread component. So, with the first recipe, you would have to be sure to include a bread component to offer on the line that day. Always check the POS for the food components because there are several recipes where this may occur. District menu. The district menu must be followed by all schools. Secondary schools must offer all items listed. Elementary schools must offer all items listed except line 5, which is exclusively for secondary schools. Line 8 indicates side salads, which must be offered daily and must be available throughout the entire lunch period. Line 9 indicates vegetable of the day. If you run out of this vegetable, you must replace it with another vegetable from the same subgroup. Remember, the last student coming through the line must have the same choices as the first student that came through the line. Vegetable subgroups. Please refer to this table or the booklets pictured here when replacing or substituting vegetables on line 9 of the district menu. Everyone should have received these booklets at our opening of schools meeting. If you have not received them, please let your region food service supervisor know so they may provide them to you. Reimbursable lunch quiz. Now that we have covered the requirements for offer versus serve during lunch and what a reimbursable meal or lunch must contain, let's review what you have learned with a quick quiz. Is this a complete reimbursable lunch meal? Take a few moments to study the tray. Yes, this is a reimbursable lunch. 2 of the 3 components are fruit and vegetable. We have 1 meat and 2 vegetable components and 1 fruit component. Is this a complete reimbursable lunch meal? Take a few moments to study the tray. Yes, this is a reimbursable lunch. It has 3 components. The hamburger is a meat and a bread component. It's a combination item. And 1 is a half cup serving of a vegetable. So we have 3 components to make this a complete reimbursable meal. Is this a complete reimbursable lunch? Take a few moments to study the tray. No, this is not a reimbursable lunch. This tray is missing a fruit or a vegetable, and as you know, a reimbursable meal must include a fruit or a vegetable. Is this a complete reimbursable lunch? Take a few moments to study the tray. Yes, this is a reimbursable lunch. However, the student must pay the a la carte price for 1 food item as it exceeds the maximum number of portions per component that a student may select. Point of sale requirements. Cashiers must count components correctly and be able to recognize a reimbursable meal. Cashiers must also know the component values of all lunch food items, as we previously discussed. In order for cashiers to be able to count components correctly, the menu and recipes must be reviewed daily with staff prior to meal service. As mentioned on a previous slide, cashiers have to be aware of multiple food component items. For example, pizza, lasagna, chicken patty on a bun, etc. Each tray must have a half cup serving of fruit or juice physically on the tray. Cashiers must not ghost items, which means they must not ring up items on the register that are not physically on the tray. Cashiers should explain to the student that their meal is not yet a complete nutritious meal and they need the additional component or components. When ghost items are added to a tray, the district is claiming meals that we are not entitled to claim as they are not reimbursable. This will cause the district to fail the administrative review audit. Updated and Justice for All posters must be visible. As you can see from the picture, it was updated and is now green as opposed to red, white, and blue from previous years. Keep in mind that this must be visible wherever meals are served. For example, meals served in the classroom, meals served in spill-out areas or outside carts, etc. Updated offer versus serve posters must also be visible. This poster was also updated, and new posters must be visible at POS locations and throughout the cafeteria. Reimbursable lunch, maximum number of portions per component. As you see here, 3 half-cup servings of vegetables is allowed. This chart lists the combinations of maximum number of portions per component that make a reimbursable meal. This chart and the following chart, which lists the minimum number of portions per component, may be used as a tool for managers to train staff on reimbursable lunch meals. These were provided as attachments to the email notification for this training and will also be available on our website. This concludes the Professional Standards Training on Offer versus Serve for the School Lunch Program. Thank you and have a great day.